So today I'm going to take a break from photography tutorials and talking about gear, and I wanted to talk a little Disney today. I'm going to talk about the Disney Vacation Club. It's Disney's version of a timeshare, and we made a video that kind of covered it all, but I wanted to get a little more specific, and we had a lot of questions on that video. It was a very popular video, so I wanted to talk about how I always get the room I want at the time I want in the resort I want. It's not a secret, but I'm going to tell you what I do and how I do it. So stick around. Okay, there are no secrets. There's no, behind the scenes way or some trick to get the room you want. You just have to be diligent. You have to know what resort you're going to be at. You have to be willing to plan ahead at the 7-month window, and you really have to have your ducks in a row and be ready to book the minute that reservation date opens up. It's that simple. There's a couple of things I wanted to talk about. We bought into the Saratoga Springs resort. When we were looking, we bought back in 2006, and that was the resort that was the newest, and that's the one they were selling. We could have bought into some of the other ones on the resale market or through Disney. But the reason we chose Saratoga Springs is they were offering us 2 years worth of points for the first year, and the price per point was $92, which is not bad compared to what it is now. It's getting much more expensive. So we decided we're going to buy at Saratoga Springs. The way it was explained to us is you can stay at any resort you want. You have an 11-month booking window at your home resort, which almost guarantees you a vacation spot in Walt Disney World at your home resort whenever you want to go, because that gives you a 4-month booking advantage over the other resorts that you don't own at. And the people that own at all of those resorts can't book yours until the 7-month window. So now if I wanted to book outside of the Saratoga Springs resort, I could book at any of the other Disney Vacation Club resorts, but I have to wait until 7 months before my check-in date, whereas Saratoga, it's 11 months before. So the first couple of times we stayed at Saratoga Springs, there was no issue. We enjoyed our vacations. It's a great resort. It's located right next to Disney Springs, and you can actually walk there from Disney Springs. It's a big resort. So getting around, if you're in one of the far buildings to get to the main pool or to the food area, you want to go get a cup of coffee, sometimes it's a little bit of a walk. You may even want to take your car over. But there's an internal bus system that kind of runs around in there and takes you out to the parks, so you can get around in there. But it's a beautiful resort, and the pool area is beautiful, and actually there's a few feature pools. That's how big it is. They actually have a few different feature pools inside the same resort. So it's a nice resort to stay at. And if you like Disney Springs, this is the closest one to it, and it'll get you right there. You can take a boat or you can walk. So after a couple of trips, we wanted to try the other resorts, and that's what we did. We've stayed at the Beach Club and Boardwalk area, two wonderful areas. That whole Crescent Lake area in between Epcot and Hollywood Studios is one of our favorite places to stay. We've stayed at the Wilderness Lodge, which is a totally different feel. You're only a few minutes away by boat to the Magic Kingdom, and you feel like you're, I guess, somewhere out west, the Pacific Northwest, the lodge feel. It's beautiful. It's really a beautiful resort. And they have their own transportation. And the thing about the DVC resorts is, if you were the type of person who can't plan and just kind of likes to fly by the seat of your pants, DVC I don't think is for you, because it's getting harder and harder to make reservations, and you really have to be on top of it. And if you're going to spend the day and night in the parks and you just need a place to sleep and shower, I wouldn't do it either. But if you're looking for a more resort experience where you're maybe going to split your time between the parks and relaxing by the pool and taking in the amenities of the resorts, you get to stay at Disney's best resorts at a fraction of what it would cost you if you paid out of pocket. So a couple of years ago, we stayed at the Polynesian, and the way that we book these, I'm going to actually take you into the computer now. I'm going to show you exactly how I do it, and I'm going to use today as an example. So I'm going to look, I want to, let's say, book the Polynesian. Okay, I already did this on the computer, but let's jump in there. I'll show you the video, and then I'll come back and talk after it. So here we are on the computer, and this is the DVC booking page. When you log into the DVC, you'll go to Book Online, and it's on the right-hand side when you go into like your profile, and you go down, and this is where you're going to book your reservations. So typically what I would do is at about 7:45 in the morning on the morning of the 7-month window for whatever reservation I want to make. I'll be here and I'll be ready and set to go. So here I'm going to put myself and my wife, 2 kids, and our travel dates. So now if you pick a date that is not within your booking window, they are going to let you know. And also if you come down here, it shows you the resorts and it shows me where I can book out. So I can book as far out as February 22nd, 2020 at my home resort, which is Saratoga Springs. Now, these are all the other Disney Vacation Club resorts, and these are the ones that are going to be harder to book. So what I would do here is, if I wanted to book, let's say, the Polynesian, which is always a tough one to get, I can book out as far as October 22nd, 2019. So let's go to October 22nd, and let's say we want to book 5 nights. Now, I'm making this video at 8:43 in the morning, so there's a good chance that these rooms are not going to be available at the 7th-month window. But if I had jumped on here at exactly 8 o'clock, like I always do, all of these rooms would be available and I would be able to make this reservation. I have never not been able to make a reservation this way, whether it's the Wilderness Lodge, the Beach Club, the Polynesian, whatever resort I want to go to. Unless it's a holiday time, then the owners usually will book it up. But if it's not a holiday time, then I don't have a problem booking these stays this way. So let's pick a studio and let's see if there's any availability left. So they are actually both available. Saratoga Springs is going to cost me 52 points. Now remember, that's a room that's a standard room. It's got a couch, a queen-size bed, and a bathroom. The Polynesian room is the room that has the 2 different bathrooms inside of it, plus it sleeps 5 because there's the Murphy bed underneath the TV. So we actually like this one because our kids are getting older and they can sleep in separate beds. So let's click on this one. Okay. We've selected available nights within your requested range. Now if I wanted this, I would just book it out. And it's that simple. But the key to this is to be early, be organized, know exactly what you want, and have some backup resorts planned just in case. So as you can see, they had a lot of availability at the Polynesian, which is great because sometimes they don't. Now the time I picked, the middle of October, is not typically a busy time, but the following week might be because of Halloween. So you really have to know when you're going, and you have to know the dates you want, and you can see on the website, it tells you exactly when you get to that date. So if you keep checking back, you know you want a vacation, on September 14th. They'll tell you 7 months back from that. So you'll be able to figure it out. And then you just have to be on the computer that morning at 8 a.m. and just keep checking. And as soon as the booking window opens, you click on the resort you want, you have all your parameters set in, and you just keep trying. And as soon as the window opens, it'll show you what's available. And I've never had a resort that I tried to book not be available for me when I do it this way. Now, yes, it's a little more work this way, and I don't want to do this, but if you want to stay in a certain spot and you want to have the vacation you want to have, it might be worth the extra effort to just write down that date, figure it out, and then when that date comes, just be ready for it. Take care of it. And it's one of those things that we've really enjoyed. We've stayed at the Polynesian, and we've stayed at the Wilderness Lodge. The Animal Kingdom Lodge is beautiful. It's one of the nicest resorts there. It's a little out of the way, but it's a beautiful resort. Nice pool. We've never stayed at the Grand Floridian, but we've actually walked over there from the Polynesian, and we've visited and we've eaten there. So you really have access to the best of Disney when you're a DVC member and you stay at those nice resorts. So if you're not a DVC member and you're curious about it, it's something to look into. You can buy resale. They're building 2 more DVC resorts right now, and those are going to have a different booking structure. I don't think you're going to be able to book into them the same way at the 7-month window, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But the existing resorts, this is the way it works, and it's a nice way to stay. So here's another example. This August, I'm not using my points. I'm staying in Fort Wilderness, so I rented my points out, and the person that I rented my points to gave me her dates that she wanted to go. She's going in August, I think August 16th, something like that. I went back to the date that was, I found out when it was, and it was sometime in, I think, February when I could book it. And I went in the morning, got her the exact date she wanted in the exact room she wanted for the whole time frame that she wanted, and it was easy. So this is a really good way to make sure you get the room you want. That's it. I just hope this helps you a little bit. And if you have any questions, and let's help each other out here. If you have a way that you book DVC, or maybe I forgot to mention something, put it in the comments, because let's help each other here, because it's the DVC is it's a competitive booking system, and everybody has different vacation plans and when they want to go. Now, I've never stayed during the holidays, so I don't know how that is. I don't know what it is to try to book for Christmas week. I'm guessing that you might want to stay at your home resort and book that right away at the 11-month window, but I don't know. I've never stayed during an actual holiday, other than President's Week, which is the February break for us up here in the Northeast. We get a week off whenever President's Day falls. So that has always been a crowded time for us, but we've been able to stay in our home resort and other resorts by using this way to book. So that's it. Hope this helps you out. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you like the channel, please subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.